The comic book Whisper Network is going into hiding right now, of course. We don't see Alex DeCampi posting much other than retweets of different comic books in order to hide from the situation. Heidi McDonald over at over at Comic Speed has turned off comments on their Ed Piskor news. Now, the only person not afraid to actually discuss what's going on, because I'm an adult in the room of a bunch of overgrown children of the Comic Whisper Network here, is me, and of course, Bleeding Fool and others like me. And so this is what we're doing right now. We are just discussing what's going on. We are covering the news. That's what we do here. And I appreciate everybody who understands that, you can talk about a subject. It's okay. Now, Ed Piskor fans are very, very upset right now. My comments are filled with death threats to me, requests to cancel me. They seem to be looking at this and going, hey, the Whisper Network loves to make sure people are life ruined and there's no careers and all that. So let's lash out and find somebody else who's not a part of that main comic industry to blame for this. It's really just an emotional reaction, and I understand that. And I understand that a lot of people right now are hurting. They're grieving over a loss of somebody that they really look up to as a creator. And so I'm trying to be mostly kind to folk here in this instance. We have to look at it from a charitable light as Christians and be like, you know what? There's people hurting out here. Let's not add to their hurt as much as possible. But it is interesting how people don't seem to learn the lesson that actually should be taught here. Now, look. There's one thing about talking about things that matter, and it does matter that, of course, there are women out in the industry. They need to be protected. There is a thing on that level. And then there is the other truth that the comic industry Whisper Network is actually causing a lot of harm way beyond, any sort of actions that people take. And so those things are both true at the same time. But we should be able to talk about subjects as adults and come to conclusions of what subjects are good to talk about and not, without having to fear cancellation, without having to fear death threats and things like that as well. Now, I'm not the type who bows over to this type of thing. I'm not the type who does anything other than just continues to do what I do. And that really outrages people even further, and I understand that too. But it all really comes back to a couple bad actors on the internet doing the exact same thing they always do in every situation. These are leftists, they are comic book communists, and they want to destroy any independent alternatives at the end of the day. And so let's get into where this is all originating from and where the hate mob's being stirred up from right now. And it's the same source you usually see in these matters. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button while you're here. I really appreciate everybody for being here. We love to discuss the comic news. We love comics here more than most channels out there on the internet. And so if that's a place you want to be in the future, I really appreciate you joining us and, of course, joining our movement to change the comic book industry. We want to make everything better. Now, here's where it comes from, guys. Yes, the Vikiverse. Now, if you're not familiar with the Vikiverse because you're outside of our circles and you're part of the sort of mainstream cartoonist kayfabe circles tuning in here, Vikiverse is a person who is just goes after myself, Ethan Van Sciver, Eric July, relentlessly. She's been trying to get us canceled for years. She, in fact, wants us to self-delete. And if you look at the way that she posts just angrily all the time, this is the type of thing she's done on repeat. And so says nasty things about me regularly, personal stuff that's really just over the line and false usually. And but like I said, I'm not prone to react negatively towards what people say to me about me on the internet. I really don't care. But here it is. I've seen some effed up shit in this ecosystem. Nothing has prepared me for the level of disgust right now I feel for both Ethan Van Sciver and John Delarose. Yeah, that's it. And so I'm seeing stuff like this come out from her circles. And of course, what happens is they have a bunch of sock puppet accounts and friends, and so they pile on different threads and then add to the fuel to get the cancel rage machine going. And this is what these people do all the time. They actually collude in a little Discord server, plan their little cancel attacks, and then there's 10, 15 of them, but they all have 5 sock puppet accounts to make it seem overwhelming. And then they go after somebody like me, like Ethan Van Sciver, like Eric July, over and over and over again. And they do this with these leftist talking points that we're just terror bad, horrible people because of our politics for the most part, which we don't care about because we're very proud of our politics. And at the end of the day, why would we feel ashamed for what we believe? But this is what it all starts with, and then of course it riles up to the mob. And you actually see what's ironic about this is people are saying cancel culture is bad. And the very people who are doing this on the left, who are looking for somebody to lash out at, they're literally saying cancel John Delarose. If you look at a lot of comments, there's some of that going on. I'm like, really? Have you guys learned nothing in this aspect? But it's okay. I hope you continue to cancel me. I think it's pretty funny. Because I can't be canceled. That's the difference. I don't actually owe any allegiance to any Whisper network. I'm not a part of any clout structure or ecosystem. I'm independent fully. And I'm never going to get hired by Marvel and DC anyway. You don't have to worry about that. They hate me because they hate all normal people. They are only trying to push the groomer agenda on everybody at those companies. And I oppose that. So good luck trying to cancel me on that. Now, the death threats are kind of freaky. I do have children, and so, I have to be very careful about this kind of thing and take things seriously. But at the same time, we're not going to acknowledge them. We're not going to put them up and give these people attention or anything like that over here. Vicky's enough. And so, Vicky, knock it off. I mean, you've really done enough hateful conduct in your time trying to just destroy people's lives, destroy people's careers. And it's time, to stop this kind of thing. Learn from the situation that's going on and try not to cancel myself and my good friend Ethan Van Sciver for once. Could you do that for us? We appreciate it. Now, it's very tragic what happened to Ed Piskor. And of course, we are praying for his family right here. We'll continue to do so and continue to do the right thing here. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate you. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.